from killing of animals by bushmen, or the happiness that you would get from eating a bushmeat. From tourism to, for example, sometimes this tourism engineered by hunting, for example. I think you have heard of some people who pay huge sums of money to go and hunt in some game in South Africa. I don't think here in Malawi I haven't said much about it. But there are some people, especially the lawyers and rich guys, they go out hunting. They will pay so many thousands or millions of dollars to Zimbabwe and go and hunt for elephants. It's not that they take, it's just the happiness they have for killing it. They pay millions. It's a huge tourism attraction for some people. Okay, so there are also issues about disease control, issues about animals and people. Maybe there are certain animals which carry certain disease which is in conflict with the wishes of human beings. So these conflicts are these biodiversity conflicts. Biodiversity basically means the existence of a diverse range of animals, plants, and humans and non-humans and all that. That's what, when we are talking about biodiversity conflicts, we are talking about this coexistence, this ecosystem of all living matter, be human, non-human, animals, plants, and all that. So it's understandable that there are a lot of conflicts that are related to biodiversity. Then there are also, secondly, there are conflicts that people have singled out as coastal zone conflicts, like lakeshore conflicts, or lakeside conflicts, or coastal zone. Coastal basically is beaches, coast. Yeah. So you have coasts all over the world, along the Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, East Malawi, and blah blah. They all over, you have these coasts, beaches, this land between the water and whatever. I don't know how to define them, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Coasts, beaches. So these have also been put down as major conflicts that have happened, environmental conflicts. One is because of need for development. The conflict for development. It brings in a lot of conflicts between the developers and sometimes between the developers themselves, sometimes developers and local people who live there. It's for broad range of physical or economical or social and or political reasons. But the coastal areas are very unique in the sense that most of it is because of high demand for development and also high population. Sometimes degradation, also environmental degradation. And also problems with conservation versus development. Do you conserve the place as it is or you develop? So there's that conflict there. Do you build high-rise hotels and all over around this lake, or you keep some? How do you conserve some areas? These dilemmas or conflicts between whether you want to conserve the natural beauty or you want to introduce maybe amusement parks. These high traffic development programs where you have a tourist resort with packed with. I know what I want to say in my head, but I don't know how I can put it. How many of you have traveled up there, madam? Yeah. Which countries have you been?
South Africa.
South Africa and Nigeria. In South Africa, yeah, some of it is there. Like in Sandton and Roseburg, Cape Town, Cape Town, like the waterfront. There are a lot of amusement, the hotels and aquariums and all that in Cape Town, in the waterfront. But I had more about, they have built quite a lot in the US and in Europe. And Scandinavian countries, Copenhagen and Norway. They have these Imakanga amusement park. You go there are a lot of things that children can do, and there are a lot of things that adults can do. Makara, a tourist park, makara magemo siana, ma restauranti, machani, kaufuna, whatever you want to do, basically. Kaufuna cinema, kaufuna jani, kaufuna muli misinje minimum artificial misinje yote you can go on a boat tour and you can artificial artificial waterfalls and chani. Maybe anyway. I don't know what to say, but as the thing is in my head, but so those things, sometimes people put those around the lake. Okay? I doesn't know. Something like that, yeah. Minikali area 15, Oseka, all of this area is like, you go in there, you find anything, especially in summer. You can spend the whole day there without knowing what it how it is. Because there's so much things, there's so much amusement. You pay a ticket, and sometimes you also pay at each if you want to participate at each one of those. So those things can actually create a lot of can produce a lot of environmental conflicts. And also the high demand for development as well as need for conservation.
Is the definition of environmental conflict?
The animal definition are it. So that the staff work and that work.
I'm trying to understand how amusement places can be conflict.
Yeah, it's the demand for conservation versus development. Okay? You want to develop the area. It means you destroy some of the natural beauty, right? Yeah. You take down some plants, some trees, sometimes you put down a whole hill.
Yes.
Just to accommodate the so it can the conflict there high demand for development versus environmental conservation. Conserve, keep it as it is. Remember the issue about environmentalism, conserve, protect, the issues we mentioned. What these guys who have environmental movement, they go about preaching for preserve, protect, preserve, improve. Yeah. So these conflicts because when there's very high demand for you to develop something, an area. That's why also, for example, even here in Malawi, you have heard of situations where some projects have been stopped because they are saying they have not done environmental impact assessment. Okay? So you need to develop a road, and somebody is stopping that road because it is already monopoly. So they are stopping you from constructing a road because you are going to damage the environmental beauty. So it's a conflict there. And sometimes you can fight over it. Okay, and then there are also, some people have also tried to isolate these conflicts and say that there are conflicts that disproportionately affect women. So that's conflict number 3. Conflicts that disproportionately, conflicts that disproportionately affect women, meaning it affects women more than men, so to speak. So men have, in very broad terms, both physically, economically, socially, politically, they carry a proportionate burden when it comes to environmental stress or effects. It affects women more. So whether it's about food scarcity or food insecurity or economic insecurity, women are the ones who get affected more. Be it when people get depressed, because of natural disasters, women feel the greatest burden. For example, climate change affects Cyclone Freddy. You will see that women are actually suffer the most than men. So some of these conflicts not natural disasters, but actual conflicts do affect women more. So, for example, you'll find sometimes people running away even from disasters, for example. Women are left behind because maybe they are not strong enough to run. So when people run, they run their lungs out and leave women and children behind. Sometimes that kind of thing. These conflicts that affect women more I'm sure even in real life you can easily find examples where women are more economically insecure than men, more unsafe than men. Some books have given examples of pastoral communities in Kenya, Uganda, Somalia, and all that, where there are cattle raids, RAID, raiding. Women are bearing the land in a lot of these situations. When the land scarcity, usually women are left behind or abandoned. Okay, there are also conflicts. Number 4, conflicts about air quality or noxious pollutants. So basically, conflicts about the quality of these products these conflicts basically, to me, they tend to be driven by environmentalists, because they tend to organize people to demonstrate, for example. Demonstrate, come up with legal disputes. These activists, they will mobilize communities to assert their rights. So they mobilize communities, do demonstrations, and sometimes they can lead to violent conflicts. This thing about these companies are polluting the air, to start demonstrating in the city or against setting up of certain companies and factories in the community because they are polluting the air, and such demonstrations can lead to exerting their rights, but they can lead to violence. Usually, these issues get media attention and media coverage of these demonstrations and conflicts are heavily reported on. So we can basically, cite them separately as conflicts that are propelled by environmental activists or environmental movements. So in summary, we can talk of, even though these have been demarcated into 4 types of conflicts, we can also, in terms of another way of looking at them, we can also come up with, for example, that we have land conflicts about land. Okay, that's another definition we can give. Okay, land conflicts. Not just biodiversity and whatever, coastal and women and air, but we can also confidently say that we can group some of these conflicts into one land conflict. Conflicts about land. Ability to make a living or profit from land and land scarcity. This can, if we talk of land conflicts, we can write a whole book about it. Land conflict. It will encompass a lot of conflicts that deal with control, land rights, and all that. Okay? Then we can also, if we wanted, we can say water conflicts. So we have land, water, okay? I think when we have land and water, into 2, land and water, we will have covered a lot of environmental conflicts. Because whether it's about grazing land, whether it's about migration, whether it's about development, if we say land and water, we will have covered almost all the conflicts. So water conflicts, for example, they can also water conflicts can directly lead also to food security issues. Okay? Because water irrigation conflicts, the Nile the Ethiopia and Egypt Sea is about water. When people migrate because there's drought, the pastoral people who look after, who live on cows, they move from one area to the other and they have conflicts over grazing land. So it's water and land. If we can really look at all these conflicts and just say we have land conflicts and water conflicts, we'll be home and dry. We should be able to discuss each in great detail. Water alone is about growing food, about feeding animals, human beings, and all that. About waterways, about lakes, about seas, water conflicts. Whether Lake Malawi is only belonging to Malawi or is shared water source, you can have conflicts there. Where somebody will say, oh no, Malawi, this lake is not only for Malawi, it's also for people in Tanzania and people in Mozambique. So you can have issues of water, issues of land, conflicts. Okay, but then you can have the third one, which is climate change conflicts. Conflicts that come because of climate change. Things have just changed. Is climate change. So these conflicts, for example, driven by climate change, are related to the availability of land and water, for example. So you have drought, you have floods, okay? Drought because of climate change, okay? And it's causing people to move from one area to the other in search of food. Because where they are, there were no rains. Okay? So, climate change can cause a lot of environmental conflicts. A lot. From agricultural practices to even biodiversity itself changing. Because if you have drought, there are certain animals or species which can actually die. Because maybe there's no grass. There's no grass for grazing or whatever. So biodiversity can actually be disturbed. So even though we were talking about biodiversity conflicts, but climate change can actually push in issues of biodiversity to exacerbate. Okay? Do we have any questions so far? We talked about environmental conflicts as related to those four categories. And then we could also say that we can look at these conflicts in three major ways: land conflict, water conflict, climate change conflict. Now, there are a lot of examples of conflicts here in Africa that have been documented. many. There are many. One of them is what I said, the one with on the use of Nile River. But there are many. There is one between Kenya and Uganda border. There is a communal conflict about livestock grazing and competition for water and pastures. That's between Uganda and Kenya, the border. They have a lot of problems with competition for water and pastures. They lead to a lot of violence, cycles of violence between these pastoral groups. These are very frequent. They are as frequent as the frequency of drought, of severe drought in those areas. They have drought now and then. Very often they have droughts. And that has aggravated the regional, this conflict between these tribes at the border. There is also a conflict about land resources in Tanzania, in the Kilosa region, in Morogoro. It's basically environmental, social, economic, and political factors that have aggravated these resource-related tensions between these pastoralists and farmers. Farmers versus those who live on cattle, bearing cattle, and farmers. There is big conflict there. There are so many examples in Africa which we can give. In Rwanda, the genocide itself was also apart from colonial legacy, economic decline and structural whatever policies, there was also a wide body of literature which highlights the role of growing land scarcity. Apart from all these other factors that caused that genocide, there was also growing land scarcity, and that influenced the inter-ethnic tensions in Rwanda. So you can see how deadly some of these conflicts can be if they are not contained. The Kenyan and Ethiopia border also has conflict based on drought. So the Omo and Turkana tribes so the Ethiopian pastoralists venture further south into Kenya in search of water and grazing land. So this caused conflict with Kenyan pastoralists and fishermen. And so on and so on and so on and so on. There are many. When you bring in your thing, you can share everything. What do you No. I can share you the file. Just go on environmental conflict. You will see a lot of things that I downloaded from. You have a flash? Yeah. If you have a flash, then you can share. I don't know how you share.
then the best thing is just to upload the request
on the portal.
on the board.
I don't know how can I do it. But on the portal you will also see the last year. Last year the language they uploaded quite a lot to portal. I don't know what the report. Kumpusa uje tumbani. Number from another last year they uploaded.
We just go forward one achieve.
Okay, so you will see there. If you go on file region examples in Africa, you will see a lot of examples that have happened in our region. I said you should check on the portal, because last semester, July to 2022, I was also teaching some subjects. So I uploaded a lot of notes on the portal. Check if they are there. Because my notes, they are the same. But I also say, if you have a passion, I can share you the whole folder. That's what I also say. It also includes some videos that I will deliver on the online too. So if you want to look at my ugly face, you can also find it there. Taking too long. It's huge. Música van no prometo. Yeah. Simunga pake bafoni.
Hello? Bobo. Nobody. Oh, no one class. Oh, three? Oh. Hello. Okay. Kung bigyan ka na sa'yo. Ha? Bigyan kaya yung mga naman. Oh, 25 ndio mtazidi. Eh. Sawa. Okay, fine.